With me this time is FHM producer Jeff, because he is working on the game. So, we are back with the 2017-2018 Florida Panthers franchise. What's there to say? Well, we've been kind of going at this since FHM 4 had come out. We played yesterday. The stream is not quite yet up on our YouTube channel. You can find it on our Twitch page. This season has not been going very well. We ended off just after the All-Star break in January. I've advanced to, as you can see, Monday, February 19th. And things have kind of went from bad to worse. And by worse, I mean Calvin DeHaan was injured for 2 to 3 months. Connor Brickley was injured for 3 to 4 months. And Gustav Olofsson, a waiver acquisition depth defenseman we kind of needed, has been injured since January 30th. Owen Tippett also got injured February 1st. He started skating. It just hasn't been going all that great. What we have done, and if you missed yesterday's stream, just to kind of go over what has happened, let's take a look at the transaction log. And you can see a couple other moves I've made. So we made a couple trades, including picking up Jake Bean, was at the start of the stream yesterday. He's currently playing in, I believe it's the WHL, but we traded for his rights. We gave away Alex Petrovic, the rights to Stillman, and a 5th and a 3rd round pick for a guy who will become an anchor on our blue line. We grabbed Gustav Olofsson from Minnesota on waivers. Kind of guys going up and down. Then we decided we needed some more defense help, so we grabbed Calvin DeHaan. We gave Jace Howerluck the rights to Shea and a 5th round pick. Again, not much for a guy who's going to be a solid 3-4 defensive pairing, but right now is probably playing 1-2 minutes. And you can see we just kind of have guys going up and down here as we've had some issues. We did, however, grab a couple guys from the Winnipeg Jets, Andrew Kopp and Julian Melkery, because they put them on waivers. Are they long-term answers? No, probably not. But right now we need some short-term answers, and Kopp could end up being like a 4th-line center for us. And he came in at a good time after we were dealing with some injuries. We also made a couple signings here. We signed Cody McCormick and Roman Cervenka. I'm not sure how you say that name, so if I'm saying it really wrong, sorry about that. Hi, Gudu. Thanks for coming out. Just to add a little bit more depth, and I'll show you what I mean. We just got Jamie McGinn back. So taking a look at a roster overall, you can see we have a lot of guys who are 2 stars. Luongo fell, and he's now only 3 stars. James Reimer's 2. We got a lot of 1.5 guys. We picked up Melkery basically to be our 7th defenseman, and he actually might come into the lineup if we were able to get rid of Keith Yandel, which is something we're probably going to have to look at here at the trade deadline, especially if he's sitting on a 6-year contract. That's just too much money. Again, you can kind of see we are dealing with injuries. Jimmy McCann has come back. He's got... Oh, right, he wanted a bunch of money, so we didn't sign him. Barkov's happy. Bukestad's okay. So Kopp is 1.5 stars, 2-star ability. McKenzie, who is our captain, is unhappy. We're probably going to look at moving him. Let's be honest. If we can get the right fit, probably. We picked up Cody McCormick. Maybe we try and dump him off. He's played 6 games already for us. Very easily. Someone who could look at moving. Cervenka, again, just on a nice low contract. If we can get a 4th or 5th round pick for him, that's probably something we're going to need to do. Just taking a quick look, we also had... And I just have to remember who it is, so I'm looking at the list. Michael Haley dropped to 1 star, so I sent him down to the minors. Very disappointing to see him go down to 1 star, so we're probably going to try and maybe move him to... We'll see how it goes. Again, I am playing on a new beta build, which is why you'll see some changes. For instance, we went over the big Florida Panthers. And so if something does happen, that is why. Alright, so let's just take a quick look here. I think we're going to try mostly manual trades because honestly we're looking to load up on picks. That's what we want more than anything else. So we can see teams are making some minor moves as the trade deadline approaches. And if we take a quick look at front office to see if anyone interesting has come up on the trade block, we can see, well, Paul Stastny is now the #1 guy on the trade block. Not somebody, he's on a 1-year deal, so he's kind of running out. Not somebody who we probably want or need to target, but maybe somebody we should consider as we approach the trade deadline in case we need to try and get over the salary cap. So game versus Toronto here. We'll leave Luongo in net. He's been on fire despite the fact... man, we got 10 shots on Toronto. Only 10 shots. We did switch tactics, which I haven't actually looked to see how well we're doing. But 10 shots is just awful. We got destroyed there. I mean, we only gave up 3 goals, which is pretty darn impressive, to be honest. And good, we just lost Jonathan Huberdeau for 6 games. Okay. Because that's about how this year's been going. So the trade deadline is nearing, which means if we send out offers, we'll probably get them back fairly quick. But I don't really see, it's the 26th, so we'll probably just move right till then. Continue. If you have someone you think we should target in Gudu, do not try and get me to do something I shouldn't do. Give me some names on someone who you think we should try and target. Be wary, we're pretty much needy everywhere. And just see some minor guys going. Okay, so Huberdeau's out, so let's use the replaced player and just put McGinn back in the lineup. Honestly, McGinn's probably going to be a guy we might consider moving to. 2 stars, 29. Might not be a terrible idea, depending on what we can get back. And game versus Washington, who is one of the top teams in the league. And we lose 4-3. Not even in overtime, we just simply lose. Man. Good news is we got 35 shots on net, but we just can't seem to win. And now we lost Alexander Barkov to day-to-day injury. Oh man. Sore Achilles tendon, out 1 to 2 weeks. Let's put him on the injured list then. And I guess Colton Sevier addresses. Alright. Gustav Olsson is back, so let's get him to the active roster. Again, a guy on a small contract, which is also nice for us, because realistically we're probably going to be going after some people in the off season. And the way how players keep dropping like flies, we're going to need some depth and backup. Alright, let's see here. So Washington and Arizona have made a trade. Jacob Chikrin has went to Washington along with the rights to Rhett Holland for Viacek Vanek and a 6th round pick. Wow. That is a surprising trade. But I guess the Coyotes probably needed needed a goalie. Alright, so game here versus Pittsburgh. Well, let's just sim this one out again. And actually, we won a game. 3-1. Alright. Gouda Creative in the chat says, more injuries. Who's the physio? Because they aren't helping. Actually said ain't, but ain't is not a word. Who is our physio? Let's just take a quick look at our training. Actually, just before I do that, manager options. Set training is to our assistant, just like we want it. Wait, best players? No, we want to use best prospects. For Springfield Thunderbirds. I thought I had it set to that. Alright, good to know. Also explain maybe why the Thunderbirds are doing a little bit better than they are, but we want our prospects playing. Our trainer, personnel. So our trainer is Dave Napoli, and he's very good, so. Physical training, good from our skills coach. I don't know, there's nothing wrong at all with any of our guys, so. Not sure. And so we can see another guy on the waivers, Joe Hanley, 1.5 star defenseman. Nothing outstanding on his stats, so I don't think we need to really worry about picking him up. So we are 25th. Taking a quick look at the standings. We are last in the Atlantic, and I think we are last in our conference with 42 points. But Vegas is only at 34, and Colorado is slightly ahead of us at 44. So the good news is we definitely have a lottery pick. Goody Creative in the chat says, will Luongo drop more stars come end of season? It's possible he drops more stars, but he dropped a 0.5 star, so he's probably not going to decrease much more. I mean, it's possible he drops a little bit more, but unlikely. We do have a plan to kind of keep going there, and we'll likely look at drafting a goalie. But we're going to have to load up on some picks, because we are going to need to redo that. So, sorry. The trade deadline is tomorrow. So we will advance one day. And then we're going to start looking at what we can do. Alright. So before we go, I'm just going to save my current game, just in case something weird happens. Always a good smart thing to do. Again, I'm playing on a beta build, so things can happen. So we're going to try right away and get rid of Michael Haley, who is a left winger. So let's look at dropping him. So who needs a winger? Carolina, Dallas. How about we send him to Dallas? Dallas would make sense. Michael Haley. I don't really see us needing or wanting anyone. Anyone who's good enough. This guy's a 1-star player. We're not going to be able to get. So what if we just ask for a 4th round pick? Okay, what if we ask for a 3rd round pick? Offer it in 2 weeks. Okay, so what if we ask for their 4th round pick? They will do that, so let's finalize that trade. And we make one trade already, picking up a 4th round. Deal. We also have, just checking contracts, we have 43 guys under contract. So somebody else we're going to try and move. Cordy McCormick has actually picked it up a little bit. Good for him. Got 2 points. Let's try and move Cody McCormick. He's here for a short time anyways. So we will make a trade offer for someone who's looking for a center. Calgary is. The Islanders are. Philly is. So it's Toronto. Let's try to make a trade with Toronto. So what if we send them Cody McCormick? And what about if we offer Cervenka as well, a guy who we recently signed? May you please have anybody at rights that are interest us? Carl Gunderson would be interesting, but I don't think they'll... Where did they take Gunderson? I don't remember. Off the top of my head, let me just see. Yeah, he was their second round pick. So they're probably not going to move him. What about Emil Rowe? No. What if we... no. Okay, what do I need for picks? We need to recoup. We have 1, 2, 3, 2 4s, 5, 6, 7. We don't have a 5th rounder next year or a 3rd rounder in 2020. So what if I offer I'll try and get a 3rd rounder. We would be below the salary cap. Alright, are they trying to get rid of anybody? Alright, here's what we're going to do instead then. Let's go look at front office. Trade block. Paul Stastny is still on the trade block. Can we trade? Okay. Okay, what if I offer them that 4th round pick from Dallas this year? And they send me a 5th round pick next year. Okay, they won't do that, but if I offer... Does get anybody else on the trade block that is of interest to us? Doesn't really look like it. Continuing to look here to see if anybody really pops out who we think, okay, they'd be able to help. And it's not really looking good. So what if I offer the rights to somebody as well? They needed a center. What about Sebastian Repo? Oh, I'll probably accept this offer. What if I take the 4th round pick out? Okay, they will do it and I can make that swap. So I send Cody McCormack, Roman Cervenka, and the rights to Sebastian Repo for Paul Stastny. Let's finalize that trade then. Awesome. Stastny just helps build us up a little bit. What does he want to renew a contract? He wants $5.3 million. Oh, for 3 years. It's not terrible, but that's enough money. So we have to think about that one for now. In the meantime, we can try and see if we can actually move Keith Yandel, as his contract is worth so much money. What if we send Keith Yandel back to Arizona? Kind of like that idea. If I can just find him on my thing there. He is. fifth rounder next year. And we offered a no, far too weak. Okay, what if we offer the rights to somebody else again? We got a lot of lower kind of prospects. How about if we just offer them this goalie, Evan Cowley? Too weak. Offer them a AHL defender. Still won't do it. What if I offer them Julian Milker? It is not possible to trade him. Of course not. We just got him. What about... offer them the rights to Gustav Olofsson, who we just got. We would be below the cap floor if we did that. Do they have anybody there looking to unload? Nobody really jumping off. I doubt we get Tobias Ryder as part of that. No. So we can't give up Olofsson because he's on the roster. But who is one of the defensemen who is not? Eddie Wichow. Could we do that? Interesting offer, but need to raise it just a little bit. Okay, what if we take Wichow out? And we change the 6th rounder next year into a 7th rounder. Okay, no. So what they want is just a little more. Okay. How about this? Oh, really? 1, 2, 3, 4. You're killing me. We throw in our 7th rounder from next year. The offer is too weak. Oh, that was their 7th rounder. Oops. Our 7th rounder from next year. Not good enough. Alright, what if I change the 2020 pick for them into a 4th rounder? And a 5th rounder. Okay. And a 6th rounder. Offer trade. Still won't quite do it. P-Wog joins the chat and says, "Go Wings." No, no Wings. Two 3rd rounders won't do it. Okay, what about the rights to one more Panthers player? Like Matt Buckles. Ah. You know what? Let's offer Yaroslav Kozov. Okay, they won't do the 2nd, 3rd rounder. Sometimes it is this frustrating. No, I didn't mean to do that. 20. Okay, what if I forget the 4th round? Alright, so if I offer to get four 4th round picks and a 5th rounder, can we make this deal? Ugh, increase it a little. Okay, 3 4th rounders and a 7th rounder in 2020. They will make that deal. I think we make that deal. We get rid of Keith Yandel's huge contract, we pick up some draft picks, and we get rid of the rights to some guys, so let's do it. Big trade. We also pick up some more picks. Alright. So we're still hanging above the salary cap floor. We're going to need... Who are we thinking about moving as well? Should we try and move our captain, Derek McKenzie? Kind of going to need the right thing to... Gonna need the right answer to get him gone, but hey, we probably have enough. Let's actually go down to our minor leagues and call somebody up to make sure we maintain the cap room. So let's call up. Not sure. Who should we call up here? Denny's, I guess. Let's call him up to Florida. And let's look at moving to England, I guess. Or should we try and flip Statsny? That's not a bad idea, trying to flip Statsny. Yeah, let's see if we can move Statsny. I like that. But we're going to have to get something back in terms of contract if we move Statsny. You know what? Calgary needs a centerman. What if we moved him to Calgary and sucked out a defenseman out of Calgary again? Let's try that. So we'll take Paul Statsny. Flames can't add this much salary cap. Well, they can if we get the right guy away from them. Like, say, a Travis Hamonic or a Douglas Hamilton. Hardly likely they will accept that offer. Well, you got to work with us a little bit here. But it looks like he's traded away some other guys. So I'm not sure what we could give them that we'd want to get rid of. Just offer that. We would be below the salary cap floor. Really? Alright. So it's basically Dougie Hamilton or bust, is that what I understand? We'd still be below the salary cap floor. Okay, well it looks like maybe we're going to have to hold on to Paul Statsny then until the end of the year. But that doesn't mean we can't move our captain, Derek McKenzie. Alright, standings. So who's... Chicago, Pittsburgh. You know, Pittsburgh needed a center. I remember that. So let's see if they would take Derek McKenzie. And what are we missing? We're missing a 5th round pick for next year and a 3rd round pick in 2020. Let's see if we can get that 3rd round pick in 2020. They probably won't by the looks of it. We would be below the salary cap for. Are they trying to look to unload anybody? Ethan Prow, who's not... Again, nobody who's really standing out. We would still... Oh, man. Okay, hold on a second. We're still missing somebody from our roster, so... Let's call somebody else up. Alright, let's call him up. Let's go back here to Pittsburgh. Let me try sending our captain again. Our offer is too weak. What do we say? We needed a 5th round next year. And what if we add... They don't have a 5th rounder this year. What about a 6th rounder? A couple of 6th rounders. They will do that. So we trade a 5th and 2 6th rounders in future years just to build up some more draft. P-Wog in the chat says, will there be a holiday sale for this game on Steam? I can neither confirm nor deny that, P-Wog. We will make this trade to send our captain to greener pastures to try and help him out. And we gain a little bit more equity. We're sitting just above the floor. Is there anybody else we really want or need to trade? Upcoming free agents. Well, I could try and get rid of Redeem Verbrata. Let's just shop him and see what offers we get. Montreal offers Thomas Plekanec and a 5th round pick. Okay, interesting. Wings offer David Booth and a 7th round pick. Marian Gabrick and a 6th round pick. No. Jen Chimera, no. Ben Lovejoy, reject. A lot of these are very familiar with what we have already seen when we've previously done this. Because people kind of know we're just trying to get rid of them. Eric Condra wouldn't be a terrible pickup, but... Scott Hartnell. A 6th round pick. And Derek England. Vegas is just ahead of us, so that would be a high 6th round pick. Versus, how is Montreal doing, I wonder? Okay, first off, let me just check a couple things here. Thomas Plekanec is contracted for just this season. Is it done at the end of the year? England is contract expiring next year. Standings, we can see Montreal is in 2nd place. I think we make the trade and pick up a 6th round pick from Montreal and take in Thomas Plekanec, who would actually come in as a pretty high scorer for us. And we get rid of Radim Verbrata and we pick up a 5th round pick this year. So taking a quick look at our depth chart, because that's an easy way to see your draft picks, we now have a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 3 4ths, 2 5ths, 2 6ths, and a 7th. That should be enough to help us restock quite a bit. I guess the only question is now, do we want to try and flip Plekanec? let's just shop him and see what happens. We got no offers for Thomas Plekanec. Wow, that's terrible. But we could probably look and see if we could convince somebody he would be worth picking up. What if we flipped him to Toronto? Okay, I know Jeff is going to be mad if I do this, but I think if we could try and get that second round pick out of Toronto would be pretty good. San Jose is hanging where? Near the bottom anyways, so that would be a pretty high second round pick. Toronto needs a center. Would we send them? Should we send them? Alexei Eponimi? Oh, he's playing in this. Oh. Both those guys are playing in the CHL. Okay, I really don't want to move them. Borgstrom has turned into a decent player. Oh, man. 6'4", Max Gilden. He looks good, too. Tyler Yamato. If we just say offer trade, we would be below the cap floor. Are they trying to get rid of anybody? We would still be below the cap floor. If we try to pick up Joffrey Lupo, no, still won't let us. Okay, give me guys who are on expiring contracts. That's weird. Tyler Bozak just suddenly showed up there. What if I offered and tried to get him? We would still be below the salary cap floor. Okay, Eric Fish getting paid $2 million. The offer is too weak. Alright, what if we offer them back a 4th round pick? Like Dallas's. An interesting offer. Really? Okay, what if we offer them a 4th round pick from Minnesota next year? Still need to increase it. What else do you want from me? And a 7th round pick the year in 2020. Ugh. Alright, it's just not worth it. That's what it is. We're going to just go with our team as it is. We'll take the picks as we have them. And we shall march forward with what we got. Yep, let's do it. And now we can see there's a couple guys on waivers we can actually look at. Felix Girard, Nick LePan, both guys who are not really going to help us at all. And so that's fine. Johnny Oduya goes to Washington for Zach Still. Interesting. Brooks Orpik gets traded for Freddie Hamilton. Oh, wow. Winnipeg picks up Antti-Ranta from Arizona for Toby Enstrom and Yaroslav Halak. Interesting. Huberdeau is almost healthy. Jared Gallant might get fired. UC Saros gets traded from Nashville for Curtis McKenzie and a 5th round pick. Wow, that's a pretty good trade. Jordan Nolan for Michael Grabner. Seeing some guys we kind of looked at. Brandon Davidson gets traded for Philip Grower. And Hugh Campbell for Matt Irwin. Alright. So we gotta assign some numbers. Thomas Plekanec is gonna get number 15 instead. Paul Stastny wants 26, he can have it. Maxime would like 78, good for you, you can have it. And you can have number 62. Awesome. Charge to the bottom. Yes, Guido, we are charging to the bottom. We are trying to actually, I think, kind of come out of this as bad as we can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we're missing a forward. So that means I'm actually going to send Dennis Stack down to keep playing because I want him to. We're going to keep our eyes on the waiver wire. Make sure nobody of interest for us comes up. There's nobody there right now, so we'll just keep simming out through here. And we lose our first game because, of course we do. We lose 3-0 to Toronto. But the good news is apparently we hurt Morgan Riley and he's gone for 6 months, which will desperately hurt what's going on. Goody Creative says, you have to set a captain, don't you? I don't have to. I could. But at this point, there's not kind of a huge amount good that's going to do since we let him go. The only thing to do would be, I mean, you can look at our mental ratings here. And our leadership, Plekanec, like, Ekblad would make sense to make him probably the most likely leader. I mean, I could make Plekanec or Stastny, but it's kind of one of those hollow things. Why would you do it? I'd rather kind of just run with 2 assistants. It's not really going to hurt anything right now. And I'll readdress the captaincy next year. Assuming we don't get fired. But considering we're in a rebuild phase, I think we're doing a pretty good job at rebuilding. So we can see Connor McDavid and Corey Crawford are players of the month. Owen Tippett's getting back close to being healthy, and we can see some development has happened. Checking to see if anybody jumped. Doesn't really look like it so far. But the good news is you can see most of our guys are going up. I'm real excited for Jake Bean being on this team likely next year, so hopefully that helps our defense. Plekanec's going down, Stastny is going down. More reason not to sign Stastny to a long-term deal. Game versus New Jersey. We're actually going to put Reimer in for this game. Sim it out, and we win. All right. Win 3-1. Awesome. Gustav Olofsson scores shorthanded. 41 shots on net. Speaking of which, take a look at our strategy, how we're coming in with stay in your lanes. We're almost to a full, which our team is not very good, which is why we went to the stay in your lanes tactic. Basically, we just want guys in their positions doing their job. continuing, you can see Victor Svedberg has come up on waivers. Spent most of the year in the ECHL. Interesting. Owen Tippett should be back soon. Good to see. Board confidence. I'm a little bit scared to click this. And Vinny Viola is upset and disappointed with the season. We're 3-10-0 in the month of February, but he's happy with our work as general manager. Taking a look at the owner confidence, we're still staying up here in the green, so he knows he's not happy we're doing bad, but he knows we were going to do bad. So overall, I don't consider that a bad thing, I guess. And we win our second game in a row, so awesome. And that might be the first time this year we've actually won 2 games in a row. We're pretty darn close to it. 3-2 win. 28 shots on net. Held them to 24. Like it a lot. And just to get an idea, kind of, because we hadn't really talked about this, I mean, we are bottoming out. There are some top-level guys like Rasmus Dahlin could make a big difference for us, among other players. Dahlin, of course, would be ideal. The expected #1 pick this next year. Jake Bean had 4 assists playing 27 minutes. Good job. If we look at front office, you can see upcoming free agents. So John Tavares is becoming a free agent. Jacob Trouba is becoming a free agent. Maybe we try and actually grab him. I don't know. Kyle Turris, free agent, hasn't signed. John Carlson, William Nylander, Michael Backlund. Some of these guys are restricted free agents, obviously, but there are some players here who are of interest to us who might be able to help us significantly. So there's hope for us for next year, that's for sure. And another guy, Josh Archibald, is on waivers. Not anything really that expected. Owen Tippett is almost 100%. We're leaving guys out until they are perfectly healthy with the way how injuries have been going this year. Same in this game versus Philly, and we lose, but we get 25 shots on net, lose 3-0. That hurts, but hey, is what it is. And every loss right now, really, we should be celebrating. Barkov is back soon. Awesome. And game versus Tampa Bay, just going to sim through it again because what the heck, Luongo? 5 shots against, gave up 3 goals. We lose the game 8-1. How long was he in net? First 10 minutes by the looks of it, roughly. 9:23 on the ice and he gets pulled. And continue. Steven Stamkos had 4 points, so of course. And Owen Tippett is back, and Alexander Barkov is back. So we will go grab them. And so who's coming out? Man will come out for Tippett. Sure, our forwards look a little bit better. I guess Sevier is going to come out for Barkov. And we'll just let this lines remake, and hey, look at that. We have some guys who can play now. Good and creative. Every loss is just another ticket for the draft lottery. Yeah, it's true. There's nothing good with us winning, really. And we see more defensemen and more players falling by the wayside. And we win a game versus Montreal. All right, 5-3 win. It's 48 points. And Andrew Kopp is getting better on the right wing. Awesome. Arturi Panarin goes out for quite a while. We'll probably start seeing maybe a little bit more changes here again. Okay, so there's those numbers going crazy again right there. Interesting. I'm just going to check something. If you tuned into our game last night, you'll see that one set of our numbers went really weird here in the game, and I'm just curious if it's still... Okay, yeah, they've went even more crazy again. Interesting. I'll just sim to the end of this game. And you can see we lost 2-1. Ouch. Andrei Pavlik beat us. Well, we got 27 shots on net. Interesting and good to know. So we are 23, 42, and 2, which means we played 67 games. Dylan Olsen is on waivers. All right. All right. 67 games. Did I count that right? Yeah. So we're just about done the season. Joe Hamley is on waivers, not anybody who we're interested in. Game versus Ottawa. And we win again. 4-2. Take a quick look at the standings right now because I'm curious. Look at league-wide standings. We've actually moved into 29th place. Oh no. Poor Vegas, minus 128 goal differential. Ouch. Vegas did not get up to this hot start they had in real life, though, in this game. Which, you know, is kind of actually more expected. And again, they've kind of had a bit of a dip on their last road trip. All their goaltending injuries finally caught up with them. That, and I think it's going to be a little bit more different the more times teams get to Vegas. As many of you know, if you turn into the stream, you know I am a Winnipeg Jets fan, and they are playing Vegas for the first time tomorrow, which would be Friday, November 10th. And they've been in Vegas for the past 3 or 4 days. 3 days, I think, at least. And we win again. 52 points on the year. So, all right, we're not... If we're going to lose, we're at least going to lose right. So you kind of wonder what the team's going to be like if they've been in Vegas for that long. Just a little bit, anyways. But maybe being there longer is actually a good thing, too. And John Tavares has reached 600 points. Good for him. Scott Wilson has joined Colorado. Game versus Edmonton, sim through it, and we win again. 7-0. Holy cow. Barkov has 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists. Well done, sir. Gudu, I think maybe you actually got us in trouble here by wishing us losses. Now we're starting to win every game. Alright, sim this game again, and we lose to Montreal this time. Oh, we lose 7-2. Ooh. Big loss. And Prisk just got hurt day to day with a coccyx strain. But he can still play, so he will play tomorrow. And Connor Carrick is on waivers, a 2-star defenseman. Possibly. Should we grab him? Yeah, let's put a waiver claim in on him. Possible somebody else grabs him, but hey. You can never have enough 2-star defensemen. Put James Reimer in the net, and we lose. And we did get Connor Carrick on waivers, alright. So he wants number 8, go ahead. Carrick is apparently actually a 2-star defenseman. Carrick does not adapt well to new environments. Oh, yippee. Always something good you like seeing from a player. So our 24 guys, so I'm going to try and send Julian Melcurry down. He's going to have to be put on waivers, unless I send down... Yeah, maybe I'll send this guy back down. Now, he is a 2-star defenseman, so we should maybe put Connor Carrick in the lineup and see how he does. I'm going to send Makoshin down too. I don't know how Springfield's doing. Maybe I'll take a look at that in a second here. They were doing okay, hovering just above 500. Probably not in the playoffs then, unless they get on a bit of a lucky streak. But I sent them down those couple of reinforcements, and hopefully we can not end up taking anybody more from their team unless we get injuries and let them run. Gudu Creative in the chat says, which option won the earlier poll for streaming? Both? Gudu, yes, both won. Which is why I'm streaming right now. I was thinking I was only going to stream tomorrow, but I figured I should give the option to people, and most people said they wanted to see streams both times, which is why we're doing it. Game versus Columbus here. We will sim and stream through, and we lose 5-1 because of course we do. And Mike Matheson is out for 4 months because of course he is. So that means Julian Melcurry will make his return to the lineup. And we edge closer and closer to the end of the regular season. When we get there, I will probably... I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably end up stopping at the end of the regular season to pick up tomorrow. We'll start with just kind of before the draft and go through the draft and free agency. Because that'll make the most amount of sense. We're going to give Reimer the start versus... And we win. Awesome. Good job. We win 1-0. We pile 45 shots against. That's pretty rough. It goes to a shootout. And the Coyotes goalie, who makes 45 saves, doesn't even get a star. That's terrible. Let's see. Matt Grzelcyk? Where's Jeff when you need him? Restricted free agent at the end of the year. Again, we're seeing defensemen drop like flies. Let's claim him as well. Maybe he becomes a trade chip. Maybe he just becomes a guy we'd put a tender on and hopefully somebody else signs him. Which, Gudu, are you going to be in the chat tomorrow? Which will be tomorrow morning for me. Because if you're going to be in the chat, I need you to remind me to make sure we put down offers on guys. And we lose a game 8-1. Wow. We were up 1-0 and then proceeded to give up 8 straight goals. All right, Gudu, make sure you remind me after the draft to qualify everybody. Ugh. All right, so we've added some more defensive depth, which I'm actually pretty happy about. It's a good spot to be. We don't have any... We're not in charge of any international teams right now. We get 10 shots against the Leafs. Wow, the Leafs just shut us down. Good news is we only gave up 2 goals on 41 shots, but that's pretty disappointing. All right, David Deschamps, 26 points with the Rangers. Good for him. Claude Giroux gets injured. James Neal has a great night with a hat trick. Good for him. Sim this game and we lose again, of course. Lose 4-1. Although, no, I put James Reimer in the last game. Okay, we're good. We are at the end of the month. And we can see Mike Yo's just about getting ready to be fired in St. Louis. And game versus Boston, sim it out again, and we lose 4-1. We're going to have to talk about and look at what type of tactic we might use over the summer if we get some more guys as well. Although staying in your lanes might work with some better skaters too. Something for us to discuss anyways. Adam Clendenning is on waivers. Signed through next year. What's the scouting? Is not to be loyal to his teams. You know, I think we got enough kind of 2-star guys. Although we're still dressing them, but... Oh, he's back. Didn't realize. Development report for us. Everybody's going up. Hunter Shinkaruk has just not been able to get that next step 2 stars. I hope one day he does, though. Oh, Alexander Barkov is... Oh no, maybe he was 3.5 stars. Okay, we can see some good guys are coming. Awesome. Look at our upcoming free agents again. McCann, what do you want? He still wants 1.4. I'm not thrilled at that, so I'm still not going to offer him that. Connor Carrick, who recently came to us, what does he want? 925. I will meet that demand, but I'm going to offer him a 2-way contract. And we're going to offer him $79,000 to play in the minors. Ask for a response, and he doesn't want a 2-way contract. Okay, I can do that. I'm okay with that. Just take a quick look. Paul Stastny still wants big money. Yeah, I'm not paying him $5.38 million. I'll maybe try and move him at the draft for a pick. But there is not a chance I am paying. Gudu, who are you looking at picking first in the draft? I think the obvious answer is Dolan. Kachuk is also there as well as one of the top players. It really depends where we end up picking. A couple guys on waivers. Connor Carrick has signed his new deal. He is happy to be with us. Awesome. And quick look. Vinny Viola is still unhappy. We finished 5-10 in the month, but he's still happy with us overall. We've dropped a little bit more, but you know, we're still sitting pretty good to be green at being this far under 500 at this point in the season. Sim through the game, and we lost in overtime. Those have been actually few and far between this year. Kopitar has been lost. We are going to put Reimer in for this game. There's Nashville, and we lose the game. 5-2. Ouch. The good news is we only have 2 games left on the year. Quick math says 77 plus 3 is 80, so yes, 2 games versus Boston. Oh, Seth Griffiths was on waivers? That's fine. He wasn't going to help us. Kerry Lettman was on waivers. Again, not a guy we need, and we're actually probably going to look at moving James Reimer this summer as well. Unless Luongo retires. And we win a game 4-3. 59 points on the year. But honestly, I'm not expecting Luongo to retire. It would be kind of good if he did, but probably wouldn't help us. Great night for Adam Lowry. Adam Lowry had 3 goals, playing only just over 16 minutes. And Colorado is looking at sweeping changes after another bad year. And our final game of the year goes to Buffalo. So you can see we're just going to sim this one out too, because why not? We simmed everything else, and we win our final game of the year, only giving up 13 shots on net. We win 2-0. scoring most likely an empty net goal. All right, Connor Carrick scores empty net goal, assisted by Andrew Kopp. Can't ask for much more than that. So we'll advance one more day. We are going to look at all the stats, and then we'll probably call it off. BWalk66 says, how bad is winter up there in Canada lands? It's not really winter yet, BWalk, at least where I am. There's a little bit of snow on the ground, but it might melt away yet. Or it might be here to stay. It's hard to know. So, let's look at our own personal stats. If we go to roster, or rather contracted maybe, and look at stats summary, we can see Barkov led our team with 70 games played, had 58 points. Next was Jonathan Huberdeau at 46 through 80 games. Paul Stastny, who joined our team, actually only had 5 assists in 22 games. Ekblad had 39. Kind of going on. Owen Tippett in his rookie season, which is actually pretty good, had 15 goals and 21 assists for 36 points for being a +2 in 67 games played. Not bad. Just curious, Andrew Kopp had a goal and 2 assists in 29 games played. And was a 0. So that's actually pretty darn good. I'm pretty proud of us. As you can see here too, we only have 41 players under contract, and we are going to lose another 14 guys most likely. So we are going to have a ton of room to go out and sign some free agents to restack, number 1, our AHL team, number 2, our NHL team. So there is going to be some wicked changes. Just taking a quick look at the trophy nominations. Hart Trophy, we have Connor McDavid, Duncan Keith, and Victor Hedman, Vezina, Lundqvist, Murray, and Quick, Norris, Pietrangelo, Duncan Keith, and Drew Doughty, Calder, Nico Hischier, Charles McAvoy, and Clayton Keller. Executive of the Year is Rutherford, Lamoriello, or Ken Holland. Not us, anyways. Selke is Jean-Gabriel Pajot, Mikhail Zinnabad, or Paul Stastny. So we have at least one possible award winner. And I'm just going to click through the rest of these because it's going to take forever if I don't. Surprisingly, we're not up for the Jack Adams. And that's it. Final standings. You can see we finished in last place in our conference. In our division. Last place in our conference at 61 points. And finished third last in the NHL. As you can see here, Vegas was at 52 points. Colorado was at 56. And then it was Vancouver after us at 72. So we weren't great, but we certainly weren't the worst either. So thank you very much for tuning into the special Franchise Hockey Manager 4 stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. You can find all of our videos archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments. You can talk to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey, or you can come on down to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button, and you will find our official forums where you can talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, and MLB Manager. If you're watching this stream live right now, you will know that I will be streaming again tomorrow morning my time at, what time was it? I believe it was 11 p.m. Eastern. And that'll be on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. I will try and get these up on YouTube. I can't promise how fast it will be, but they will be up here at some point. So thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you all again tomorrow.